I'm a Raiders fan. I wish they would stay in Oakland. From the Mad Bomber LaMonica. LaMonica went on to devastate Buffalo with 6 touchdown passes in the first half. Congratulating the hospital there, LaMonica threw 3 touchdown passes. Hitting the Snake State. There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's rolling. The Raiders are in my blood. I feed silver. When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby. Touchdown, Raiders!
Hey, Raider Nation, this is John Gruden. I'm back in black. I'm about to go sign my contract, and just can't tell you how excited I am.
I am a Raiders fan, and I'm going to call things out as I see them. I don't want to have a cancer in the locker room. I will say what I want about any member of the Raiders, be it the staff, the team, the player, management. I'm going to say it. Touchdown, Raiders!
Yarg, everybody! I feel like when I'm wearing this hat, I should be doing Rapunzel. Or how about Ants Marching? Yeah, I know. It's not a Raider hat. I wanted to wear it here. First off, because I'm a hat person, in case you guys haven't figured that out. I'm a hat person. And so I love to collect hats. And yeah, I got quite a few of them. How y'all doing? Let me catch up on the comments. Wow. Arizona. I know it's hot out there. Tommy's in the house. Who else is here? George, Mandy. Mandy, thank you, darling. Lance is here. Alan. Alan, talk to me about that Orlando club. I hope you got some gear for me. Raider Neil, hello to you. Elijah, good to see everybody in there. Chuck, man, with your tacos, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. And I'll tell you what else kills me is the fact that I've done everything on the diet, and it's horrible. I'm eating real food, but I'm not eating anything that actually has any taste to it because I'm not allowed the condiments. You know, I have to use other seasonings, things like that. I'm actually really looking forward to hanging out with Jerry D and him buying me a boat ton of pizza. A boat ton of pizza. Greensboro's in the house. Craig, nice to have you come in. Dottie, love you. Appreciate you coming in. Popeye's in the house. Jukebox is as well. Hey, Chris, I'm watching my Phillies play right now. They're up 8-4. It's the bottom of the 8th. Joey Votto's up at bat. 3-2 count. 1 out. It's good to see everybody. Tommy, I answered your question about it that you asked. Tommy, I want while we're all here, Tommy asked a really good question. I want to share it with everybody. He said that He loves tuning in on these shows, but, he tunes them in late. Actually, I'm glad you're here, Tommy, because this way you get a chance to see it live. And, he asked about day shows. And what I said was, and for y'all's information as well, we are starting the season off basically on Monday. The commission's back on Monday. He was talking to us today about how much he misses it. And, he needed to have that little bit of rest. I know I need some rest. I know I need some rest too, but I'm here. In fact, I was debating whether I was going to be here for 2 hours. As of right now, I'm going to be here for 2 hours, an hour here on this show for Raider Reaction. And I'm thinking about, obviously, I was thinking about, just kind of, I'm dead tired. I am dead tired. A lot going on. But I think I'm gonna try to suck it up. I'm going to try to suck it up, make sure that I'm here for everybody. If I don't feel good, I'll let you know. Lance, good to see you. Hello to you as well. So you're all wondering, what's this contest about? Well, okay, for clarification, and to make it so that it doesn't actually, drain on me. When my show is on my page, that's when you share a good time with Captain Jack, because you're having a great time with me here on Raider Reaction, but I want you to share a good time on my page. So, as you guys know, or gals and ladies, can't forget my Raiderettes as well, when you share my show, you get a point. Tommy, yeah, we'll talk about that. Oh, too much fun. Matt, I love Dave Matthews. It was kind of disheartening to watch a show without Boyd Tinsley there, because Boyd was the guy that played I'm getting to it. Damn it. I'm talking right now. We got 2 hours to talk about Khalil Mack. In fact, I encourage you to talk about Khalil Mack. I know I'm going to. O'Keel, Mr. Gambino, we should know more. We're gonna talk about that. I'm talking about Dave Matthews, because I was upset that Boyd Tinsley wasn't there last night. He has passed. This is the second member of Dave's band that has died. His first, I think it was the saxophone player. He died years ago. Yeah, okay, Popeye. I know you're trolling, but man, you're smoking something. Well, actually, I know you're smoking something anyway, but that's beside the point. Trade it to the Lambs. Get a life, man. Trolling bastard. Anyway, so for the opening, I did my Dave Matthews hat. So, okay. To Dave, to my boy Dave Matthews, there's my hat. Now, getting back to the contest, as I do my Mr. Rogers here, put my Raider hat on. When does preseason start? I believe the first game is, and I had it written down. Yeah, I was right. Friday, August 10th, George. That's when it starts. Friday, August 10th. So we got, what about 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. Preseason starts in 2 weeks. And you know who's not going to play in preseason game one? Khalil Mack. Because I personally don't think he's going to be in camp. That's my opinion. We're going to talk about that. Let me do this real quick again. When it's my show, share the hell out of it. I know you're going to share this one because this is Raider Reaction. Everybody shares Raider Reaction, but you need to share up. I need to make sure that people see me because I want to talk Raiders football. That's why I got that number right there. And this is the bonus. This is the bonus point. Everybody gets a point for sharing my show when it's on my page. The bonus is this. If you call the show, you get 10 points. Why? I want people to call in. You get 10 points for calling into the show when it's on my page. If you call in now on RAIDER ReACTION, I'll give you 5 points. Because I expect it from the folks doing RAIDER ReACTION. I know you're going to call in when it's RAIDER ReACTIon. 5 points doesn't mean that it's any less. Just means I want you to carry over. I'm being honest. Okay? But you're going to get points. You have 5 points for not even sharing this, for calling in for RAIDER ReACTIon. Points for what? Aaron, this is the contest. The Share a Good Time with Captain Jack contest. Whoever has the most points at the end of the year gets a $75 gift certificate from the RAIDER Image. 75 bones, and that's on me. Okay? I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry. Talk about something and we may share. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, Mr. Rich. Were you at the Dave Matthews show last night? No? Okay. I'm not just going to go right into it. I want to make sure that people are sitting in their couch, are ready to go. Okay? You want to talk about something there, Aaron? Numbers right there. 813-699-0834. 813-699-0834. I want to hear from you, Mr. Talk About Something, and points for what? I'll give you, in fact, Aaron, since you haven't called or done anything, I'll give you 10 points for calling in. Talk about something. I'll talk about that. Okay, so why am I eligible for $75 gift card? Popeye, I'm not sure, because you are a member of the RAIDER ReACTIon team. It kind of be like friends and family of the people. I appreciate you sharing. I will definitely, if you're a member of the RAIDER ReACTIon team, you got a lot of shares. I'll buy you a Coke or something, probably with some alcohol in it. So we're gonna talk it. You guys have already taken it out of the bag. Why is Mac not signed? One word. One name, actually. Aaron Donald. That's why he hasn't signed yet. Because Aaron Donald's waiting on his contract. Yeah, you can call. Yeah, you can call Aaron. Trying to troll you. Pop, I'd never troll you. No, not that type of Coke. I'm talking about the stuff that Atlanta makes. The soft drink kind of Coke. Who is that? Who is that? Is that Popeye? Are you doing that, or is that somebody else? Okay. As Jay Chuck just pointed out, and I'm glad he did, because before I was stepping on folks, make sure my phone is on. Yep, it's on. He's signed. Okay? Khalil Mack is signed. He's under contract. Yeah, Sal, you can call in too. He's under contract for this year. Every game or every practice he misses, he can be fined. Why? Because he's under contract. He's not a free agent. He's working on that extra years for the contract. He can sit out, but he's going to get fined. Oh, Ortiz. Man, no, the Coke that's legal, okay? The Coke that's legal. Yeah. I was talking about Aaron. What were you talking about, Aaron? Talking about what? Popeye? I don't know. Price is too high. No, nope. See, Dave, that's where I think you're wrong. The Raiders have already had. There we go. And I'll get back to this comment in a minute. Okay, one call in. You're on with Captain Jack. Who am I talking to?
Captain Jack, you're talking to Cash Childers. Been around for a little bit, but I want to talk some Raider Nation with you.
Damn right. Cash Children. Okay, I tell you what there, shipmate. Let me get your number. Cash. I like that name, Cash.
Of course, I stole it from Johnny. I couldn't give my real name out there. So,
Cash.
Named,
Cash Childers. Okay, let me get. Okay, I'm listening. I'm getting your number down. Not to see. Get Mo. You got. Hey, Reggie. You're gonna have to wait until I'm off this call, guys. I only got one line. I apologize. I'm not a radio station. I'm not live from 5. For 580. Yeah, only one line, guys, and I can't stack them. But go ahead there, Cash. Talking that Raider stuff. I got you, brother.
I wanted to talk about the media not talking about Raider Nation. We've sat here and we have John Gruden that we feel the most confident we've had in over a decade, but yet everybody's just saying he's been away from the game for so long. Nobody's giving him credit. And then now they're questioning Derek Carr. And we know this is our superstar of the future. We're 48 touchdowns away from him breaking Stabler's record. And we're talking about Raider Nation having a quarterback that's going to stick with us. And we have a fourth quarter quarterback who comes and wins every fourth quarter we could wish for. Because when it gets down to tough, that kid is Brett Favre. You know what I mean? He throws those passes wildly. Yeah, maybe we'll get some interceptions, but he plays the game to win it. And I can't stand the fact that they talk about the Chargers, they talk about the Broncos, and they talk about the Chiefs, and they just discard Raider Nation this year.
Okay.
I can't stand it.
Cash, let me ask you a question though. Now I understand what you're saying as far as the that they're you say they're not talking about us, but by the same token you say that we have John Gruden, and that's the disconnect. I think it's all about Gruden right now, and that's either good or bad, because what they're saying about Gruden is all negative, because they're saying that he has all of this money and he hasn't done anything, which I agree with to an extent. But here's the thing. The people that are saying that Gruden's been out of the game for 10 years, what has he been doing the last 10 years? He's been studying all teams in the NFL, okay?
Yes, sir.
He's picked up on everybody's traits. Remember, all of those meetings that he has for production, and I've done TV, not that I've done TV, but, as far as in a production value for TV, I know what you have to do. You go in there, you sit with the coaching staff, you sit with all of their stars, you get some of the big scoop that's not out there for the consumption of everybody else. If you don't think that Gruden was taking notes either mentally, or if I was Gruden, I'm sure he had it written down in a computer somewhere, although he's not a computer dude. The guy probably has it on index cards, and he knows all of these different things about all of these different players and coaches, tendencies, what to look for, okay? It's sabermetrics, but it's sabermetrics up here. Gruden has all that. So it's going to be up to him to use it. I think he will use it. The problem is going to be is you're saying, yeah, they're not talking about Raider Nation, but they're talking about how the Raiders allegedly are going to suck this year because they don't have the team together. And I'm going to quote Colin Cowherd right now. He says that the Raiders are a train wreck waiting to happen. And that's a direct quote, a train wreck waiting to happen. Now, in one respect, I agree with Cowherd in the fact that it's not necessarily a train wreck, but the train isn't quite out of the station yet. And it's not going to be out of the station until these players go through. They went through underwear drills. They went through OTAs. I call it underwear drills. All right, somebody just hit another home run. Yeah. So it's they went through underwear drills, and they look good in underwear drills. But who's not there? Khalil Mack was not there. He hasn't been getting any of the offense down, or sorry, the defense down. And the offense is still going to take time to gel. It's one thing to do it in underwear drills. It's another thing to do it with the pads on, with a little bit more of the hitting on. That assimilation of the playbook is not going to happen overnight. Now, Gruden has the wherewithal. He knows what he's got with Carr. He's got one of the best newer quarterbacks in the league. In fact, I'd like to see what the record is, because I know that Carr at the end of his, I think it was his second year, was second only to Dan Marino in the amount of touchdowns he had in 2 years, okay? I'd like to see what those numbers are at the end of this year. And this is, I believe, Carr's what, fifth year? At least four.
Fifth year.
Yeah, okay.
Fifth year in.
Right. So if you don't think that he's got it down by now, it's going to be better for him to grasp. He's got more of an arm. He's got more of the wherewithal. He's a better version of what he had, what Gruden had with Rich Gannon. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Rich Gannon was your game planner, and he would do it, but he did not have Derek Carr's arm. He could not throw that long ball if he needed to.
No.
And the fact that we got Martavius Bryant now, who is just completely underrated. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended. Hopefully we don't deal with that. But the fact that we have that deep threat now makes it real. Because you're sitting there with Jordy, you're sitting there with Martavius, and you have these threats. You better cover them. And that means Amari Cooper's one-on-one. And Amari Cooper one-on-one is going to screw some people up.
Right.
He's on contract year. He wants the big contract. I mean, Brandon Cooks just got paid big. Brandon Cooks hadn't played it down with the Rams and has played big. Amari Cooper, that's our core. Like, I was kind of glad to see Crabtree go because Crabtree's declining. He's our red zone guy. But the fact that we sat there and we got rid of Crabtree, and his contract was pretty big. So we released a lot of moves to make that happen. But the fact that we can have Jordy Nelson there and we can have Martavius Bryant as a deep threat, and then we're not even talking about Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is going to stand out this year. He dropped a lot of balls last year.
Yeah.
He made Derek Carr look pretty bad last year because Derek Carr dropped. That is the fourth quarter quarterback in the league. Other than Tom Brady, I don't see anybody else fighting as hard in fourth quarter to come back.
Right.
And then we got our guy. I love him, man. I think he's our Brett Favre. I think he's what we've been waiting for. He's 48 touchdowns away from reaching Kenny Stabler's all time.
And he could do, and he could
48 touchdowns in the season.
Right.
He has the potential to do it. We finally have the franchise quarterback, and a lot of people are doubting because he's that bad. You go a bad year after an injury like that, you're ready the next year. And John Gruden there, like everybody can say what they want. John Gruden studied the game for a decade. He went to every locker room, every fathomable part of any team's offense or defense to understand it, to play the game. But this guy's well ahead of the curve, and everybody's not giving him credit. They're just forgetting. They're just saying John Gruden's been away for 10 years. He had one playoff berth, and that was the one against the Raiders, and that was our worst.
Well,
we're still sticking with that.
He has one playoff berth, or no? Well, unless you're
playoff win, like his biggest playoff.
You mean he only has one Super Bowl win, right? Okay, I get what you're saying because he had plenty of playoff wins. He had some with the Raiders.
Yeah, you're correct. I think we're just completely underrated this year. I think we have the division. I think we're going to go out there and just blow people away because everybody's talking about the Chargers, And they do that a lot. I mean, they've done that for so many seasons. They had LT and Phillip Rivers, and they were talking about the Chargers.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got a squad, and even though Khalil Mack's not there, I love Bruce Irvin, man. Bruce Irvin wants to get to that quarterback, and he has done some substantial stats in taking care of business. And I think this year they're underrating Raider Nation, and we're going to make the playoffs. And let's be honest, 2 years ago, we're talking about Derek Carr, MVP.
Right.
We're talking about being the only team that could beat the Patriots. Everybody was saying it. We're the only team that could beat the Patriots, and then Derek Carr goes out. Yeah, of course we had a bad year out of that. We got the beast mode in, and we fit him in. I just felt this season is the season, man. I don't know what it is. It's just like all these pieces are put together, and all the defensive players coming back after injury, after the rookie years. You know, we're sitting with a core. And I know a lot of people are talking trash on Derek Johnson joining us, but Derek Johnson in the middle, I'm comfortable with that. You know what I mean? He's been kicking our ass for decades.
Right. And Cash, I got you on for 10 minutes. I'm going to try to hold him to that. Actually got you left, but I appreciate the call in. It's a fantastic first effort for you, and thanks for you need to do this more often, shipmate. Thank you for calling in.
I appreciate you taking my call. Get on to the next, and I'll be here listening. I appreciate everything you do. Raider Nation for life.
Raider Nation. That was my boy Cash Childers, or his pseudonym. Means I got a line open. But let me talk about some of the stuff that Mr. Cash was talking about. Yes, the Raiders are a better team, but I think that unfortunately, remember they were one ankle away from being a threat to the Patriots in 16. Last year, the locker room fell apart. The team was not together. We didn't see it the first two games because we won against the Titans and we blew the heck out of the Jets. And then the whole season came down when we went to D.C. and that the rest of the season was on the skids, okay? We have a revamped team, but remember, I want to say 2/3, or maybe not 2/3, half of this team that is on the roster right now are new. Half of them. And it's going to take a while to gel. It's going to take a while to gel. I don't think we're going to suck at that 5-11 that Cal Turd thinks we're going to have. But by the same token, it's not going to be rosy unless the team starts to gel. They need to do it now. And I don't like the fact that Khalil Mack is holding out. I don't like it. He's under contract. He's just costing himself money. He doesn't really have any leverage because the Raiders have all of the cards this year. And here's another thought. And you guys might not want to hear this. I've said this before. The Raiders, at the end of this year, if they want to, they can franchise Khalil Mack for 19. And if they want to, they can franchise Khalil Mack in 2020. Okay? Look at Khalil Mack's age at that point. Okay? He's going to be pushing 30, if not 30. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but Khalil Mack is under contract right now. He's only hurting himself, but he's also hurting the team with his demands. What his demands are, I do not know, okay? What his demands are, I do not know. I've heard things such as he wants an 8-year contract. This is all scuttlebutt. This is all rumor control. He wants an 8-year contract or he wants a fully guaranteed contract. And both of those thoughts in my mind are heresy. I want to have a fantastic team. I want to make sure that they are the best that they can be. But you know what? Not at an 8-year contract. Not at a fully guaranteed contract. If that's his demands, he's smoking something. And you better not be smoking something because he'll be popped for the NFL's policy on a random drug test. But you understand what I'm saying? We have the makings of a really good team. the makings of a really good team. But this is as I've stated, and you guys are always pissed about this, until I see it otherwise, until I see what Gruden is putting these guys through, 8-8, 9-7. We can make the playoffs, but I want to see it. I want to see it. Jerry D, you are on. Jerry D, how you doing? Make sure I get you some points here. 5 for Jerry D.
How's it going?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. I heard the guy that was talking before. I forgot his name.
It was Cash Childers.
Okay. I agree that, Carr he's a franchise quarterback. I mean, he can take us places. But the whole thing with the dynamic offense and everybody has to stay healthy. I mean, look at who Penn's already not playing. There were 3 other players that I forgot their names. I put out the article the other day.
On the PUP list, Penn's on the PUP list, and our new defensive tackle Hall is on the PUP list. Now Vanderdoes is on the PUP list, but he's coming back from an ACL. That was to be expected. But with Penn on the PUP list and PJ Hall on the PUP list, that's not a good sign.
I mean, in order for this offense to be as explosive as Cash thinks it's going to be, which I do think so also, we have to be healthy. We're not going to be able to pass protect. We're not going to be able to run block. We need these offensive linemen to stay healthy.
That's true. Now, if we have,
as far as the defense goes, I mean, Mac, he's not even in the same meet. I mean, we're I don't see him signing anytime soon.
No, I don't, and that's why I said we're playing our first game on the 10th of August. Now, the only person that I ever saw sign a contract, or actually, I take it back, he didn't sign a contract, but get flipped with a day's notice, and I saw him the day before he played his first game as a Raider. I was in the locker room on a tour when Richard Seymour was traded from the Patriots to the Raiders. He had no camp time, nothing. And he was on the Sunday night that we played the Monday night game. It was against the the Garglers. Let me make sure I got the right intonation there. He was in the locker room, and he was not the locker room. He was in the tub doing some physical therapy, sitting in the tub, getting his hot tub treatment, right? And we all waved at him, and he gave us the thumbs up. The next night was his first game as a Raider, and I think he had a sack or 2. He was right to go off the bat. But he had about 7 to 10 years of NFL experience. He didn't know the playbook, I think it was Chuck What's-His-Nose with the friggin' index cards that was running our defense back then. Bresnahan, there you go. I think it was Bresnahan. So he really didn't need to use go in, rush the quarterback, and that's all we need. And, oh, by the way, if their guys are running at you, tackle them. Real easy in the Bresnahan defense. Gunther has a pretty sophisticated defense. Khalil Mack not being in there is going to hurt the defense. Arden Key is getting it because he's there. Mo Hurst is getting it because he's there. These are 2 rookies that can do well in their first year because they get the physical, or not only they're doing the physical reps, but they're doing the mental reps. And Key's going to come in and play well. Bruce Irvin's going to come in and play well. But who do we want in there playing well? If that's not there, is Khalil Mack. He's sitting in New York, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't know what he's doing in New York, but you know what? I know what he's not doing. He's not in freaking camp, and that pisses me off.
I think they should get Bowman, and just in case, get him in, sign him. Yeah, like you just said about Seymour. Look, that's exactly what Bowman did last year. He just came in and just started playing and ran the defense.
Right. I agree. I mean, he can do it. But the point is this, okay? If you know you're going to have money for Khalil Mack, okay? And by the way, people are saying Earl Thomas, okay? Guys, this is not fantasy football, okay? In the fantasy football where you actually have a salary cap, okay? You want to sign all of these guys. You want to sign Bowman. You want to sign Mack. You want to sign Earl Thomas. You got to stay within the limits of the cap. This is not Al Davis running the team with Bruce Allen as the GM that can do everything that Gruden wants, because Bruce Allen will write a bunch of checks and will screw over your team in about 2 years. This is not that team, okay?
Thomas isn't going to come to the Raiders.
No.
I don't think so.
Not well, unless we get him at a discount. Unless we get him at a discount, it's not happening. Unless Bowman drops his asking price, it's not happening, because you need to have money for Mac, and that money that they have already slated is there, but within reason. They might have to redo a couple contracts, but they'll get it done, okay? They'll get it done. But you can't sign everybody to the amount of money that is needed. You can't do it, guys and gals.
It has to be. And if they're going to sign anybody, they have to do it after Mac is already signed.
Right. And they need to make sure that they are doing this fiscally responsible, okay? You got to have the guys that's running the numbers, okay? Just like you and I think it was you and I were talking about, might have been, I'm not sure if it was you, Jerry, if it was my boy, Mr. Davis over in New York. It's like Bernie Sanders is here, man. Bernie wants to do everything, but the friggin' math doesn't add up, okay? The math doesn't add up. You need to make sure that everybody is under contract at a good number. We're not writing all of these checks where we have all of this backloaded BS contracts. We're not doing that anymore, okay? The only contract that we may backload is if and when we do have a number for Khalil Mack. We might backload it a little bit in order for him to get the maximum benefit of moving when he's in Vegas, where Vegas is a no-tax state, okay? So for the first 2 years, if Mack is smart, he'll come in, he'll get a good contract. The numbers won't start to come until he's at 2020 when we're in Nevada. But you got to do it. And until Aaron Donald signs, this point is moot, because everybody is looking at each other. Mack is looking at Donald. Donald is looking at Matt. Not physically, but the camps are there. They're not going to sign until the other guy does, because whoever signs first is going to get less than the other guy.
Yeah, that's true. I still think there's something else going on for him to be out this long.
I think so too, because there's been reports that Gruden hasn't spoken to him since he became coach. To this, I say, who cares? Okay, that's a who cares. It doesn't matter if the coach doesn't talk to you when he just got the job. It's your job as a player to be in camp, to be getting the mental reps and the physical reps. I don't care if the coach didn't talk to you. And I think that Khalil, it may be under the advice of his agent, is saying, sit this one out. That's fine. But you know what? That agent is costing him money. The agent's costing him money.
Not only that, his reputation.
Yeah, I agree as well. Now, you're on record, Jerry D. You're on record as us going 10-6. You still sticking with that, with Khalil being out and Penn being hurt?
No.
You're going to revise it?
If they come back, I mean, if Penn stays healthy for the whole year, they sign Mac, they get him, I'll stick to 10-6. If not, I have to go with like 6-10.
Ah, that's a bit of a numbers difference. Okay.
Well, without Mac, without Penn, without Mac on that defense, let's face it, like you said the other night, what are they, bottom 3 in the league?
You know, I don't think they're going to be that bad. I actually think that even without Mac, I think the defense is going to surprise with Key and Hurst and a couple of the other kids that they got in there. I'm actually counting the fact that Melifenwu and Conley are basically rookies. I think that they're going to play a lot better than people think that they will defensively, but I want the big guy in there. And the charge of that locker room will be a lot better when Mac's in there.
We need sacks. If you look in the past couple of years, Mac's the only one that's been sacking people, really.
Right, because there has been no push from the middle. And that's when we went. That's why we went out and got Mo Hurst. Okay, Jelly is not a pusher. He's a plugger, and there's a difference. Okay, He's pretty much stays where he is, and he lets his goo be eaten up by about one or two guys. He's going to be good for getting some, hopefully the running backs when they're trying to run through. But this defense is predicated on a strong push from not only from your defensive tackles, but mainly from your defensive tackles, with the ends coming around and cleaning everything up. The guys in the middle push through. It's not a wait and react defense like we've been having the last several years, or actually no defense with Ken Norton Jr. But even when Pagano came in and cleaned it up a bit, this is not a wait and react defense. This is a get after the quarterback defense, and we need the folks in order to do that. And we will, but Mac's not there, and it kind of makes me mad that it's not happening. Jerry, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to answer the next one.
All right. Always a pleasure, man.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Who am I speaking to?
Bob Burns.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Bob Burns.
Bob? Spell it, please.
B-O-B.
Uh-huh.
B-U-R-N-S, Burns.
Oh, Bob Burns. Okay. Thank you there, partner. I'm sorry. I couldn't quite hear you. Bob, you got your 5 points for calling in. I'm getting your number down, and then hopefully when I get all these numbers in there, when you call in again, I'll know exactly who I'm talking to. What you got going on for me tonight there, Bob? What's going on with you?
I just listening to you on the air, and I'm talking about the Khalil Mack issue. If we were to franchise tag him, don't we have the money to sign someone like Earl Thomas?
Well, first off, we don't need to franchise him this year because he's already under contract. See, if what I was talking about is next year, say the Raiders don't do anything this year, Khalil Mack is still under contract for the 2018 season. For him to be franchised, it would be next year, 2019, and then possibly if you do it a second time, that would be 2020. They have money set aside. They have money set aside for this contract extension. They can do it. It's a matter of figuring out a number that both Mack and his agent like, and that is fiscally responsible for Reggie, Oakland, and Gruden, okay? I'm sure John wants him. John has to remember that Bruce Allen is not writing paychecks for him anymore. Al Davis is not writing paychecks for him anymore. They had a lot of money that was spent in the Gruden 1 regime that was spent recklessly. I mean, love John for what he did while he was here, but him and Bruce Allen wrecked us financially after that stint, and we saw it when not only did we suck after the Super Bowl run, but for years after that, we were top heavy with a bunch of bad contracts, and it killed us for 5 to 7 to 10 years. Okay, we're only just starting to become fiscally responsible, and it's going to be up to Reggie to continue to have contracts that make sense, and that's something that we all have to consider. I want a franchise that is a perennial playoff team, a Super Bowl contender each year, but I want to do it the right way, and that's by writing the good contracts that we need to write.
Well, exactly. I mean, because my grandfather is probably going around in his grave right now because he played for the Raiders for 13 years. Tom Davis, he's been a linebacker from 71 to 61 to 74, or 71 84.
Yep.
That was my grandfather.
Well, cool. It's good to have some. So you literally definitely have silver and black in your veins.
Oh yeah, at his funeral, John Madden was there, Ditka was there. Oh yeah.
Nice.
I live, dream, everything about the Raiders.
Okay. Well, as far as, like I said, as far as your contract issues, like I said, that you don't have to worry about that this year. Okay, Bob, I got a question for you. Based upon your thoughts, okay? Now, you can be an eternal optimist. I can't afford to be one because I'm a very analytical person. And that's why I have the Raiders be going 8-8, 9-7 if all things go well. Okay. I'm also a pessimist and an analyst, so I'm going to hold back on all the rosy things. What's your prediction for the Raiders this year and why?
Well, if all except until I heard this Khalil Mack holdout dispute, I was in the Raiders on a total poll like they were a couple of years ago when we were favored, to go to Super Bowl and to beat someone like the New England Patriots. And Derek Carr had that torn ACL that just totally, we lost our car insurance.
Right. It was an ankle though, not an ACL, an ankle.
Going probably 10-6 and maybe a division win. But as far as Super Bowl run, I don't know, if we had the talent enough to do it.
Personally,
coaching staff we do, but I don't know if we have enough talent.
Actually, I think we have the makings of a very talented team. Okay, we do have a talented team, but we don't have a team that is played together because they're, like I said, the roster. If you think you got 53 guys on a roster, at least 20 to maybe close to 25, you're talking 1/3 to 1/2 of this roster is going to be new players. And for that number, I'm actually counting Conley and Melifonwu, okay? I'm counting those two guys as quote-unquote new players, okay? Because they didn't really get into it. Now, technically, they're not, okay? But if you have such a turnover between 20 and 25 players, which is what I'm expecting this year, okay? Might be high, but I think that that's the way it's going to be. You cannot mesh that quickly most of the time. It's been done. There's been teams that went from 4-12 to 12-4, but it's not the norm. And this Gruden offense is something that you need to study and you need to get into, okay? The Gunther defense is something that just doesn't come naturally. So that's why I said I'm thinking 8-8, 9-7. It could be more. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm going to play the eternal analytical pessimist and keep it at that.
Okay, I have one more question for you. What do you think about that? That guy Michael Sam. The guy that's good.
Michael who?
Michael Sam.
Michael Strahan?
No, Michael Sam.
Oh, Mike Sam. The outward gay guy that's was last time I looked, he was playing up in Canada, correct?
Yes, sir. He plays for the Toronto Argonauts.
Right. Now, is he still up there?
The last I heard he was going to be getting moved to Jacksonville or Supercats, whatever.
Okay. I don't have any problems with him being a homosexual. And I know that that's a lot to chew on. I know that there are many, and we're starting to get into troubled waters in the fact of political leanings, and I'm not going to go there. But I don't have a problem with him being a homosexual. But still, okay, in today's day and age, it's still hard for a NFL team to accept that. And I'm going to tell you another reason why. There are plenty of very right-wing, devout Christians that are in a locker room. And if you listen to much of Christian ideology, and I'm not Christian, by the way, I'm Judeo-Christian, I'm half and half. But if you listen to most of the very conservative Christian talk, that our quarterback, for one, is a very Christian quarterback. I don't know if the folks that are very devout Christians are going to play with the mindset that, okay, Jesus says to love everybody, but I can't love a homosexual. I'm not saying that Derek Carr is going to do this, but it puts something into the locker room that has still not made its way in the modern era. Okay, there have been plenty of gay men that have played football, but they never played outwardly gay in this day and age. And until such a time that Michael Sam comes into the NFL, or here's the other one, or if a respected member that is on a team for a long time while he is still playing football comes out, it's going to be a very hard issue for the NFL. And I tell you what, if you think that the standing or not standing for the national anthem is a big topic, wait until that person comes out.
Right, that whole standing for the national anthem is garbage.
You okay? Standing or not standing?
Not standing.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say now. I'll tell people my thoughts. I'm all for free speech. I'm all for it. But you know what? I am a member of a organization in the military. I'm retired, where I have a uniform on. Okay, so when I have a uniform on, I have to follow policy. Okay, so whatever the policy is for wearing a uniform, and I say that either as a military member or a member of a football team, there is corporate policy. When you are at work, you do what they tell you at work. You can do anything you want when you're not at work. If you have those objections, as long as you're not at work, you can do that. That's personally my policy. I am all for standing for the national anthem because of my military background. I understand what the thinking is, that there are issues here that need to be addressed. But while you're at work, you don't need to have that. You don't have a necessary First Amendment right to discuss things when you're at work. And that's the bottom line, okay? That's the bottom line. This is Captain Jack's thinking, but that's what I think about that.
What branch?
Navy, retired.
Oh, yeah. I did 4 years in my Marine Corps.
All right, shipmate. Good to hear that. Well, I tell you what, you got anything else for me there, Bob?
No, but I think I'll do it, Captain Jack.
Well, I appreciate your call. I got you for 5 points down for the Share a Good Time with Captain Jack. Be sure that you follow me over in a couple minutes because we're almost at the top of the hour. In fact, let me take a look. And you take care, Bob.
Oh, you too.
Okay, that was Bob Burns. Okay, not Mr. Burns. Actually, he is Mr. Burns, but not Mr. Burns like, oh, interesting. No, not Mr. Burns there, okay? I got time for a quick call. The line is open. If you want to, if your thought is such that you go over into the hour, to the next hour, we'll have you stay on the line. I don't want to lose you, okay? But remember, I got a couple seconds. Again, when we go over to the Captain Jack page, okay, that's when I want everybody to share it up. You share it up, you get a point, okay? That is for a $75 gift certificate at the end of the year, okay? And I'll tell you how I do that as well. Jonathan, how you doing, partner? You wanna go on here and then roll over to the new hour as well?
Yeah. How you doing, Captain?
I'm doing good, sir. Let me get you down, Jonathan
right.
Bronson.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I got you down for 5 points. How you doing?
All right. Yeah. Hey, man, let's talk about opening day, man. Monday night against the Rams, man. What do you think about that game right there?
Reggie, you're calling. I swear. Call back, Reggie. You got it. Only one line. I saw Reggie calling. Sorry about that, Jonathan.
That's all right.
John, I tell you, you're not going to like me, and people are hating on me, but unless I see otherwise, I have that as a loss. And the only reason why is because of the fact The only is the fact that this team needs to gel, and if they are until they gel, it's going to be a big thing to do, where you have the team come out where they're not as solid. They're not as solid as that Rams team is. I'm not saying that the Rams team is better, but they have the system down. They were there last year.
Yeah,
They haven't had a lot of major changes. The only change that they have is they got one of their offensive linemen is on suspension. He's going to miss the game. And that Aaron Donald is in the same boat that we are, in the fact that he's bitching about his contract. So on that, that's the same. But everybody knows that Wade Phillips defense, okay? In order to plug and play, they got two good new corners in Aqib Talib and Peters, who they got from the Chiefs, okay? Yeah, they're new, but you know what?
They get penalized in that game a lot, too. You probably don't, realize, especially with the new rules going on, they might get penalized, but who knows,
But you know what? They'll throw a flag on a Raider because he's wearing a black and silver uniform.
Yeah, that's true.
So I tell you, the Monday night game, and I will be out there for that. I hope to see a bunch of people out there as well.
Oh, you definitely will, yeah.
Yeah, the Monday night game is going to be a treat. The entire weekend is going to be a really good time. But
oh yeah,
I unless I see the team coming together quickly, and I'm talking about, excuse me, I'm talking about the first two preseason games. Third preseason game, obviously you want to see a lot, but I'm talking about from Jump Street. I want to see them hitting the ground, all of the projected starters. I want to see them crisp. Yeah. And unless I see that, hopefully they'll get it by the third preseason game, because obviously, the fourth preseason game is a tune-up.
I'm sure you know about this. The head coach of the Rams, right?
Yeah, McVay.
Their offense looking good.
Yeah.
So John Gruden taught him that. Don't forget about that. That was a teacher of John Gruden. So it's going to be the teacher versus the student in that game. You got to look at it that way too.
Okay, but I'll also counter that with this. Who was with McVay last year that was instrumental in getting their quarterback the good repetition, the repetitions, the good thinking? Who was
Bill Musgrove?
No. It was Greg Olson. And where's Greg Olson this year?
Greg Olson. Yeah, Greg Olson. Now you're back with us now.
That's right. Hey, that's my cue music. That means we're going up to the hour. See, I love how I got it timed out. Jonathan, I want you to stay on the line. We're going to pick you up right at the other end of the hour as well. I'm going to.
Okay.
Don't go nowhere. Okay.
Oh.
All right, guys. This has been the first hour. There, see, you got me yarring out there. Got it on tape. Okay. Stay with me here, but I want you to go ahead and flip over to the Captain Jack page. Captain Jack page. Okay. It is listed. It is listed in the preface here for what's going on my page at the Captain Jack page. I will put it here as a comment. Let me go here. My page will be a comment. Okay. So I want everybody to go to this page. I'm putting it now. There you go.
There you go.
The Captain Jack page is listed under Raider Reaction, where it says Raider Reaction, Facebook.com, the Raider Pirate Captain Jack. I want everybody to go to that page right now, because we're going to be tailing off. Obviously, Jonathan, you got a couple more minutes yet, so you don't go anywhere. But I want everybody else to go somewhere, because we're going to talk about that contest too. Okay, Jonathan's going to hang on with us. Reggie, I want you to call back in. You should be coming back aboard. So in a couple seconds, we're going to be going black from here for Raider Reaction. But remember, share a good time with Captain Jack. Be there, be square. We'll see you over there on the Captain Jack page. It's listed right at the bottom on the comments. Yeah, we'll see you over there. Take care. Ah.